Good evening. I'm Richard Lucas, the principal of Windber High School, and I'd like to welcome all that have joined us tonight at Windber High School for the Windber High School graduation ceremony for the class of 2017. I'd be remiss if I did not take a moment at the beginning to thank the following groups of individuals for their continued and appreciated efforts. Thank you to the Board of School Directors of the Windber Area School District. Your cooperative efforts to bring the educational vision of the community provide each of our students with the premier education that they deserve. Thank you to Mr. Joseph Kimmel, our superintendent. The leadership you bring to our district each day provides valuable guidance that allows you for our staff to develop such outstanding young people, such as those that I share the stage with this evening. Thank you to the staff of the Windber Area School District. Your unrivaled love and compassion for the children that attend our schools is evident in each of the students who we will recognize this evening. You have truly done an outstanding job of preparing these students for their future. And above all, thank you to the parents and loved ones of these outstanding young people. Each and every day, good or bad, sunny or raining, you urged them to head off to school. You shared your most precious possession with us. You trusted us and supported your children when we had to make difficult decisions, like taking our school to the Greater Johnstown Career and Tech Center for a time, as our new beautiful complex was completed. You were there for them to congratulate them when things went right and to console them when they didn't. You are appreciated, as this day does not happen unless you determine that it will someday happen. Tirelessly, you did just that, and here we are, honoring the Windber Area High School class of 2017 on their graduation night. To the class of 2017, on Monday night during the senior banquet, I shared my cherished memories with you of our very first encounter on my very first day as principal of Windber Area High School. I talked about the expectations that I set for you on that day and how you've exceeded each and every one of them with such class and dignity. Tonight, on the evening of your graduation from our high school, I get the blessed experience of now sharing in your final moments as a student of Windber Area High School. While I'm so very proud of each and every one of you and all that you have endured and overcome during your time here at Windber, I would be untruthful if I did not tell you this moment is also bittersweet for me. When this ceremony concludes, I'll say goodbye to some of the most remarkable and amazing young people that I've ever had the opportunity to get to know. Every day I spent with this wonderful group of students was a blessing, as they truly are one of the most significant character and profound morality of any students that I've known in my entire career. However, I must temper my sadness to see them move on and focus instead on the terrific futures that lie just before them. So many talented people headed in so many directions. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the various directions they've chosen for themselves. Would the students in the class of 2017 who've chosen to serve their country please stand and remain standing at this time? Any student who intends to attend a four-year university, please stand and join them at this time. Those that are planning to seek employment and immediately join our valuable workforce, please stand. Students planning to attend community college, please stand and join the group at this time. And would all students intending to attend a technical or vocational school upon graduation, please join the rest of the class. somewhat humbling to think about all the dreams and futures that are beginning today on the stage. As one experience concludes, with it so many more become a reality. Please be seated. To the class of 2017, I wish you prosperity in your health, distinction in your citizenship, and continued success in all that you embark upon. I thank you for the opportunity to share the past 3 years together. It's truly been a blessing for me. And at this time, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Timothy Tokarski, President of the Windber Area Board of School Directors.
Thank you. Well, hello, class of 2017. How are you? You all right? You a little bit nervous? A little bit anxious? It's a very exciting time. It's a big night for all these kids. It's the end of a huge chapter in their lives and the beginning of a next chapter. It's also a big night for you parents and loved ones who gathered together here tonight to celebrate their success. For them and for you, it started with diapers and sippy cups, toothaches and ear infections. It included sleepless nights and thrilling days. We've all celebrated successes. We've dealt with heartache and failures and adapted to each and every challenge that life has brought us. This particular class has really experienced a lot of that. We've had the loss of family members. We've had severe health issues. So this class has really had the trials and tribulations that are all about life. Tonight, the chapter of your life that has to do with Windber Area School District ends as students and you become alumni. You will have graduated. No matter what happens from this point forward, you'll graduate when you leave the stage tonight. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about this class because this class is pretty unique. And there's three particularly unique things about this class. The first is that this is the smallest class ever in the history of the Windber Area School District. I'm not sure what happened 18 and a half years ago that no one was very busy, but needless to say, this is the smallest class. Every class before it and every class after it is much larger. We average about 100, and here's a class of 63 tonight. The second thing about this particular class is that they can say that you are the first and the only class to ever have taken all classes at the Greater Johnstown Career and Technology Center. For those who don't know it, we had to displace the entire junior and senior high school while we did our new construction. They started there at the end of last summer and remained there until just a few short months ago. And I'm both proud and thankful that this especially kind and selfless class were there to lead the underclassmen. And their attitude was wonderful. Kids, you displayed amazing maturity and a very, very positive attitude throughout the year. And I can tell you on behalf of the entire school board and the teaching staff, thank you very much for your leadership. You know, the best story I can tell you that probably best displays their attitude through the whole thing was that this past year, our girls' soccer team had a Division V playoff game, which they ultimately went on and won a championship against one of our longtime, very hostile rivals. And that team's student body started chanting against our kids, basically for not having a school building, so it was pretty appropriate. But our kids responded that night by cheering, "We are Spartans," which I thought was just a great, which, by the way, is the Votech mascot. And so it promptly silenced the rivals. So this class will forever be the one class that was the rambling Spartans. So the third and final unique quality that this class will forever hold in the annals of Windber history will be the first class to ever graduate from this new facility. That in itself will forever be yours. No other class can count that. And it's something you can always brag about and will be a unique part of this particular class. But what's probably more unique about that was that this particular class was very involved actually in the construction of the facility. They were involved in every aspect, which included our STEM department, the video production department, the music suite, and even the cafe itself. These kids actually had some input in the design of the building. So, for years and years, when you come back as alumni, this particular class can say, we had an effect on what happened with that building. So I think that's really exciting. So finally, class, you're a really special group of kids. And I think our teachers will agree that this is one of the kindest, most respectful, and self-disciplined group of students that we've ever had. We really never had to worry about the reaction that this class would have to some of the adversity that we threw at them. They're a very mature group. They're very adaptive, proactive, and positive. They are problem solvers, and they will be successful. Teachers, thank you for being here tonight. You're the best of the best, and these kids here are the fruits of your labor. Almost every one of your teachers here tonight are here to celebrate your success. So kids, let's let them know how much we appreciate them being here tonight. Thank you. Parents, great job. These kids here tonight are a testament to your ability to raise a child in what we can consider a somewhat challenging time. We know that your job as a parent will never ever end, but tonight is your night too, so congratulations. Now, we have been truly blessed to have had your trust to educate them. We will miss them, but we feel very confident that this class has prepared itself well for a very, very bright future. So, class of 2017, good luck, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
At this time, it's my honor to invite Samantha Piccola, Senior Class President, up for some remarks to the group.
Good evening and welcome to all beloved family members, friends, teachers, administrators, members of the Windber community, and of course, fellow soon-to-be graduates. My name is Samantha Piccola, and this year I was blessed with the opportunity to serve as the Senior Class President for Windber's class of 2017. It's hard to write a speech like this, trying to figure out what to say or the type of approach to take. And I spent a lot of time pondering and reflecting back on different things, but in the end, it ultimately came down to one quote that really stuck with me. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, life is a journey, not a destination. Of course, many of you have probably heard this before. It's something of a cliche. But have you ever actually taken the time to stop and think about how it has applied within your own life? Now, naturally, most high school graduation speeches focus on high school itself. However, given the smallness and intimacy of our class, it's safe to say that our journey together started way back in September of 2003, 14 years ago. From elementary school to middle school, and even throughout high school, we all have reached for greatness, hungered for success, and pursued achievements at all costs. The truth is, though, no matter how much we accomplish or how much we acquire during this lifetime, there will always be something greater to be had. It's inevitable. And because of this, it is virtually impossible for us to reach that final destination. Now, some of you are probably thinking to yourself, why exactly is this important? Well, to me, mastering this idea allows you to abandon that which you thought mattered, and to focus on those things that truly do matter. For the sake of this speech, let's talk about the journey. As eager 5- and 6-year-olds, we welcomed the idea of school and had great enthusiasm for learning. I think back to kindergarten with Mrs. DeBias and 3rd grade where I was convinced that I was going to marry Eric Blasek. It must have been something about that bowl cut he had that really had sealed the deal for me. I remember the several spring plays, always looking forward to pizza day, and even that one time, Crystal Walker and I got in trouble for saying that our student teacher looked like a giraffe. Then the seriousness of life started to creep in little by little. We took part in anti-bullying campaigns, realizing that not everyone was treated the same. We raised money for those afflicted with disease because we started to understand that sometimes life just was not fair. Thus began the next step in our journey. Moving ahead to middle school, I think back to how big of a transition it was for all of us. We went from being at the top to once again being at the bottom. While it was frightening, however, a lot of us spent this time tapping into our potentials and trying to figure out who exactly we were. Jake Dreisel discovered his love for music, Ashley Baker nurtured her artistic talent, Sarah Burkett found her passion for helping those within our community, and we all realized that it was time to start figuring out what we wanted to do with the rest of our lives. And as we embraced these callings, we focused our efforts on exploring opportunities that would only get us one step closer to reaching our dreams. Once in high school, we kicked it up a notch, knowing that we only had 4 years left to figure out what we wanted to make our mark. 1,461 days to do whatever it took to get to where we wanted to go. More often than not, I think at times we got so caught up in worrying about that destination that we lost sight of the journey. Yes, the AP classes and the extracurriculars and even the athletics were all important. But let's be honest here. As a class, we have experienced crazy, life-changing events. Ones that I know have done nothing less than prepare us for the road that lies ahead. Who would have ever thought that one of our very own would have been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and a year later, be in remission after fighting such a grueling and courageous battle? If that's not enough, this same person used her minor setback as motivation to lead the softball team to the school's first ever District 5 championship, all the while pitching her 200th strikeout. Please join me in giving this person a round of applause. Crystal Walker, you are an inspiration to us all. Talk about remarkable. Who would have ever envisioned that one of our very own peers would suffer from a stroke and in only 8 months be able to stand and speak again? Join me in giving Ashley Baker a round of applause. As a whole, we are made up of fighters, survivors, scholars, tradesmen, heroes, national champions, musicians who were recognized on the international stage, and people who are going to go on to change the world. And while we all have been working tirelessly to reach that final destination and to achieve these goals, I ask that you all remember those who helped you along the way and the journey that it took to get to where you are right now. There is no doubt in my mind that you all are going to go on to do great things. After all, we once thought that making it to this day would be impossible, yet here we sit in our final hour together. I know that Jenna Tokarski will go on to become a chef, Haley Cabo an occupational therapist, Jordan Berkheimer and Joe Kaminsky will become biomedical engineers, Taylor McKee will pursue her dream of becoming a future educator, and even Ryan Stoller will survive PA school, despite not knowing what a PA does. I'm just kidding, he knows what a PA does. While high school has prepared us to meet these goals and to exceed these expectations, it's not so much the success that we've had that matters, but more the people that we've been surrounded by and the experiences that we have shared. The compassion and the empathy that we've had towards another during quite possibly the hardest time in their life. The support and the excitement that we've shown towards one of our classmates as they have defied all odds and achieved something great. The fact that no matter what, even despite our differences and occasional conflicts, that we have managed to stand by one another and to be there for the good, the bad, and even the ugly. That is what matters, and that is what our journey has been all about. Reflecting on my own personal experience with this, and for those of you who don't know, I applied to 7 dream schools at the beginning of the school year. Though I hadn't really picked my number one, I told myself that if I were accepted into any one of these schools, I would go. Around March, as decisions started to roll in, I found that I was rejected by 3 of these schools and waitlisted by 4. And by the end of April, I was officially rejected by all but 1 that I still remain on the waitlist. Fortunately, I did have a few safety options, but nonetheless, I was crushed. All this time, I had this plan, and I just assumed that it would work, but it didn't. And because of this, I found myself in a slump that I've still been trying to work out of. I lost some self-confidence and started to question my self-worth and where I went wrong. But in preparing this particular speech, I seemed to have a change in heart. That is, I started to see what matters. Yes, I wanted to make it into that top university and be able to pursue my dream of being a doctor the way I wanted to. And when it didn't work out, I retreated inward and lost sight of the journey. As I reflect on this journey, though, I have been surrounded for the past 14 years by a group of individuals, 62 to be exact, who I have shared some of the greatest memories, best laughs, biggest triumphs, most difficult challenges, and most rewarding opportunities with. What more could I ask for? Not to mention, I have also had the constant support of teachers and administrators who truly care about where I end up. These individuals have not only made it their mission to help me in the classroom, but have also been by my side during my most meaningful accomplishments and toughest defeats. For example, when I looked out into the audience on my last day at Carnegie Mellon University and saw both Mr. McLean and Mr. Single cheering me on, I was touched. Even when my college plans didn't work out, I had the support and guidance of several individuals, including Mrs. Spangler, Mrs. Ponchak, Mr. Lucas, Mr. Gay, Mrs. Jurek, and Mr. Kimmel, who were willing to exhaust absolutely every possible avenue in order to help me realize my dream. Because of these individuals, my educational journey has been truly unforgettable, and for that, I am forever grateful. For me, the biggest lesson in all of this has been to not get so caught up in the destination that you completely lose sight of the beauty in the journey. Pay attention to the goodness of the people around you and the kindness shown by those who care most about you. For all of you, I ask that no matter how much success you experience or the amount of failure you endure, don't let the destination consume you. Immerse yourself in the journey at hand, because it is these moments and these experiences that will define who you are at the core and will illuminate that which truly matters. I suppose this is a good time for me to segue into my thank yous. So class of 2017, let me begin with you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for enhancing my educational experience. Our closeness has always made me feel as though I had an overwhelming amount of support, which made for an unparalleled learning environment. Thank you for all the memories and for being the class that has always been willing to embrace change. I know we've always been the guinea pigs for pretty much everything, ranging anywhere from everyday math to the relocation of our new school, but that has not stopped us from handling these things with grace and making the most out of unfamiliar circumstances. Thank you for going above and beyond to reach success in order to show the pride that you have in the Windber community. And thank you for proving that our generation is not all that bad. Finally, thank you all for being my friends. I wish you all the best of luck in all that you do, and I have no doubt that you will accomplish remarkable things. You all are destined for greatness. To our teachers and administrators, thank you for all the time you have invested and all the sacrifices that you have made to ensure that we are all equipped with the knowledge and wisdom necessary to succeed. I think as students, we often fail to look past the classrooms and see the extent to which our teachers go in order to give us the best educational experience possible. I say this all the time, and I will continue to preach it, but those involved in the Windber School District system all seem to have this innate inclination to go above and beyond what they are called to do in order to help their students succeed and thrive. While at times it may seem like a thankless job, I promise your actions and efforts do not go unnoticed. Once again, thank you so much, and I ask that everyone join me in applauding these wonderful people. To my mother, words will never be able to fully describe the amount of appreciation that I have for all of the sacrifices that you have made for me. Thank you for your unconditional love and undying support. It is because of you that I stand here tonight. Finally, to my own family and friends in attendance, in addition to everyone else, those of everyone else, thank you so much for taking the time to come out and support all of us on this very special night. You will never truly be able to comprehend the impact that you have had on all of our lives. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak before you tonight on this evening, and congratulations to the class of 2017. It has been a great honor to spend the past 14 years alongside all of you, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. At this time, it's my honor to invite Haley Cabo, NHS President, to the podium for some remarks.
Good evening. Welcome parents, family, friends, administrators, school board members, faculty, and the graduating class of 2017. When the time came for me to write my speech, I struggled with the concept of what to center it around. As a speaker at graduation, I'm expected to impart some wisdom on you to guide you through the rest of your life, give you memorable advice, and offer you direction. When I thought about this, though, I came to the conclusion that who am I to stand here today and tell you how to live your lives? What do I, who is just as old as you, who has had many of the same experiences as you, know that you don't? It was then that I decided that there's only one thing I can do: speak to you about one of my biggest mistakes. If you've attended graduations before, there are two main types of speeches: those that speak on the past and those that speak on the future. Those that speak on the past reflect on the accomplishments we've made, the lessons we've learned, and the memories we have. Speaking of the past is both rewarding and beneficial, as it allows us to examine what has led us to the moment that we are in today. Those that speak on the future focus on the concept that this ceremony is the stepping stone leading us into the rest of our lives. As much as our parents may not like to think about it, we are the generation that will lead the world someday. While the future is uncertain, and I cannot stand up here and promise you that it's going to be spectacular, I can tell you that it is whatever you make it out to be. These two topics are appropriate for graduation speeches, as this ceremony is ultimately a glorification of a transition for each and every one of us from the past and into our futures. However, when considering these two topics for center points for my speech, I realized one of my biggest mistakes, and one that I'm sure many of you make as well. We, as a human race, fail to live in the moment. So today, I would like to speak on a third topic: the present. We are constantly living for the future and letting the past define our path. In high school, we choose classes and extracurriculars so we can get into college. In college, we work towards a degree so we can have a job, and we work at this job to have a retirement fund. We are always looking towards our next step, and oftentimes forget to appreciate the moment we are in right now. The question is therefore, how do we combat this? Each and every one of us has the choice whether or not to live in this moment, to break out of autopilot and actually feel. There are so many times that we waste focusing on getting ahead, finding happiness, being successful, all at the expense of what truly counts: this moment. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's the only thing that is certain. So, here we are. Our once-in-a-lifetime high school graduation. This is it. Today, I challenge you not to look around and think, we did it, or we're gonna do great things, but instead just be in this moment. This may very well be the last moment that every single one of us are in a room together. As we each take different paths in life, whether that be college, the military, or directly into the workforce, the inevitable truth is that we are all going to drift from each other. While we may not always agree, and sometimes may not get along, there is no denying the fact that we all share a special bond. All of the moments we've shared as a class, from being lost literally our entire senior year, from being in VOTEC and in the new school, to coming together and supporting fellow classmates who have faced serious obstacles. These moments will forever link us. No one will ever have had the experiences we have had together, and for this reason, we will always be connected no matter where we go in life, and no one can take that from us. I therefore challenge you to look at the people you have spent the last 14 years of your life with and appreciate the present. Do not wait until weeks, days, or even months after the ceremony to contemplate how you feel. Feel right now, because this is your last chance. A harsh truth that we all must face, whether we like to or not, is that ends are inevitable. While I, like most of you, have constantly said, I can't wait to graduate, those of you who know me know that I hate endings. Leaves fall, you close the book, you take that last bite of the school stromboli, you close your locker for the last time, you leave home, you say goodbye to friends. Today is one of those moments. We are saying goodbye to everything that we have once known and are being thrust into the cold, harsh, and oftentimes unforgiving world. For many of us, we are going to be packing up the last 18 years of our lives and hugging our families goodbye. So appreciate the here and now, because you never know when things will be changing. I challenge you not to do this only here today at this milestone event, but every day. Live in the moment, and in your moments, do what makes you happy. Stand up for what you believe in. Be bold, be loud, be brave. A wise man once said, you will never get what you want if you always let people step all over you. That would be Plankton from SpongeBob SquarePants. Sorry, I've literally gone every day of my high school career quoting SpongeBob, so I thought, why stop now? Nevertheless, what I'm trying to get at is while it's important to remember where you came from and know where you are going, I believe the true importance is in the present. And in the present, you should do what you believe is right and appreciate every single moment that you have. Before I leave, I would like to thank some of the amazing people in my life who have gotten me to where I am today. To the spectacular teaching staff at Windber, we have been so lucky to have such caring and supportive teachers throughout our high school career, and your influence on who we are today has not gone unnoticed. To my wonderful parents, who have constantly supported me in everything I do, even when I had crazy goals, put too much pressure on myself, and gave them way more attitude than necessary. I appreciate you more than words can describe. To my amazing and beautiful friends who understand me like no one else does, and who have made my high school career and my days some of the best years of my life, and have filled my days with endless joy and laughter. You are so important to me, and I thank you for every single day that we have spent together. Finally, to the wonderful graduating class of 2017. It has been both the privilege and an honor of a lifetime to spend the last 14 years of my life with you. And I know you all have the potential to go on to do great and amazing things. Congratulations to you all. I hope you find the world to be full of new experiences. I hope you feel things that you've never felt before. I hope you find happiness in whatever you do. And most importantly, I hope you live in the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Haley. And again, it's my honor to invite our high school student council president, Eric Blasek, up for comments at this time.
Family, friends, faculty, and class of 2017. I first want to thank you for being here to witness this momentous event in our lives that is not only a celebration, but a transition. A transition into the four-letter word that has crept up on this year, like a due date for an assignment that we've held off to do until the day before. Life. Life is a word that is familiar to every single one of us, but bears a different meaning to each person. There is not one definitive meaning of life. For example, to me, life means building a legacy. To Mr. McLean, life is a gift that should not be wasted. And to my mom, life is serving your family. Finally, to Mr. Kimmel, life means passion, doing your best with your God-given time and talents in order to live a life full of faith, hope, and love. To learn from your mistakes, accept help, give help, and use that passion to make you a better everything. There are infinite possibilities of the meaning of life, and how we perceive life affects its meaning. As seniors ready to graduate, we see life in a different perspective than how we will perceive it in a year from now. wherever that may be, pursuing continued education, entering the workforce, or joining the military. Therefore, I would like to take the time to reflect upon the class of 2017 through my own personal lens, that being through movies and videography. So, pull out your popcorn, silence your phones, and enjoy the show. Each of us have found our own passions within these last 4 years, and the world of video caught my eye, literally. Movies allow you to escape into a different realm through characters, plot, sounds, and visuals. And if you think about it, movies are not that different from life itself. Each of us are the actors, the producers, and the directors of our own movies, adding to the story and adding to the credits as life moves on. Up until this point, we've been establishing the story for what our movies will become. Along this journey, we tasted the multiple genres that will fill our movies. That's one difference from our personal films to movies that we watch. Our movies are not defined by a single genre. We switch with what we are doing and how we are feeling. I'm sure our parents can attest to the multiple genre swings that have occurred throughout high school. Our movies thus far have been filled with action, adventure, horror, romance, comedy, and yes, since we are in high school, our movies have been bursting with drama. The multiple genres of cinema will continue to guide us as we create our movies within our lives. Action and adventure. This genre marks the cornerstone of the teenage years. And although we may not be Rambo in a physical sense, well, maybe except for Joe Kaminsky, high school is full of action. Dashing out of our cars, we race into the school, bursting through the doors, dodging and weaving through the hallways, T-minus 30 seconds until first bell. We rush to our seats right when the bell is heard over the intercom. Mission accomplished. We made it to school on time. Right, Allie? Rushing to make its first period on time, ferociously turning in a paper before midnight, fighting the township Indians in whatever sport it may be. We are our own heroes of our own movie. We travel the scene, no matter the set change, whether the scene starts at the Greater Johnstown Career and Technology Center or ends at our new school. We fight, we strive, we achieve. This is the dedication set forth in us and in our movies. We set our minds on our goals and overcome the obstacles that impede our journey. But sometimes our movies shift in a tone, and our action movie dives into a paradigm shift of horror. Horror, the genre of nightmares. Now, I'm not talking about the campy 80s type horror. I'm talking like the Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. I'm talking full-blown, white knuckles, holding your breath type of horror, The Exorcist. We start to stress, worry, and tremble in fear of the uncertain, staying up late in the night to study for a test, stressing over the future for the idea overwhelms our existence, or forgetting it's activity picture day and wearing sweatpants and a hoodie to school. These horrors, and many more, plague our movie. Some serious, others blown out of proportion. But one thing is for certain, these horrors do not stay. We overcome these horrors and look forward to a new genre. Sitting before you today are two amazing and awe-inspiring women, Ashley Baker and Krista Walker. They were each faced with challenges that no one should bear to experience, but their determination led them to overcome their struggles. These ladies embody the spirit of the class of 2017 and should be a true inspiration to everyone here today. With every day comes a new scene, and with every conflict comes a new resolution. So even though we may be knocked down, chewed up, and spat out, we get up and we continue through our movie. We go through the genres: action, adventure, horror, drama, romance, and yes, that does include the occasional romantic comedy. And after today, we will meet all these genres once again within our lives, but through different scenarios. Our action may become more intense as we work through more responsibilities, and our horrors will change to more serious matters. But we overcome these obstacles and create a movie that we shape. We are responsible for how our next scene plays out. And as the class of 2017, our legacy proves that we are makers of our own destiny. Now, I want everyone to think about their favorite movie. Why is that movie your favorite? It's because that it's left a mark on your opinions and established its own legacy within your life. Similarly, our class has left a legacy within this school, within this town, and through you. If there was a big anthology movie of Windber's graduating classes, our movie, Windber's Class of 2017, will stick out among all the others because of the legacy that the 63 of us have established. Within my favorite movie, Gladiator, there is a quote that goes, "What we do in life echoes in eternity." What we, the class of 2017, have done through academics, through activities, and through service will echo in the hallways of our school for years to come. Look upon this group of outstanding ladies and gentlemen. As one of the smallest graduating classes from Windber, our achievements have been anything but small. We kick-started a new math program. We improved in all areas of the PSSAs from 3rd grade to 8th grade, and we helped grow the advanced placement program at Windber, having the highest number of courses taken and having the highest percentage of students earning a 3 or higher on the exam. Also, our accomplishments have not only been academic. Fellow seniors have helped lead their teams to winning the District 5 championships in both the boys and girls soccer and softball this year. Whatever the challenge, we are there to overcome it. These achievements earn us a legacy that will keep us remembered within the school and within this town. We may be small, but I assure you the impact of our legacy is not. So, this is where we are within our movies, a transitional scene. From this point, a new chapter is played, and truly, our lives begin. For the conclusion of our movie, this is both a sad and happy ending. We will go on with our own paths, and for some of us, our paths won't cross again. For some, this might be the last time that we see each other, but together, we will always be part of each other's movies, with the memories and scenes that have played out in our years of high school. We learned to tie our shoes together. We learned to read together. We traveled these years together. We mourned death, celebrated life, fought cancer, cried, laughed, and cheered, all together. And now, we sit here for one last time, together. I would like you all to know that I am forever grateful to have met each and every one of you. You are all amazing. I know you will all go on after today and succeed in whatever you plan to do. I would like to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for all the fond memories that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Tonight, we celebrate with lights and cameras. But tomorrow, when the director's clapperboard snaps to mark a new scene, it's action. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Amy Spangler, Windber Area High School counselor. It is an honor to be announcing the valedictorian and salutatorian for the class of 2017. Class rank has been formulated as of today, June the 7th, and is based on a weighted class rank for academic averages in grades 9 through 12. Presenting this evening, high school principal, Mr. Richard Lucas. The salutatorian for the class of 2017 is Miss Emily Leidig. The valedictorian for the class of 2017, Mr. Eric Blasek.
As principal of the high school, I deem it an honor to be afforded the privilege to present to the Windber Area School District Board of Education our candidates this evening for a seat of their Windber Area High School diploma. I hereby certify that the names of the individuals that I will announce have satisfactorily completed a planned course of study for graduation from Windber Area High School, as prescribed by the Windber Area School District Board of Education and Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Department of Education. If at this time, if our school board members could please join us up on stage. Parents, throughout the following proceedings, you are invited to come to the area in front of the auditorium stage to take pictures when your child's row is being recognized to receive their diplomas. We ask that you please hold your applause until the entire row has received their diplomas. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present the candidates of the class of 2017. Row 1, would you please rise? Row 1 will be presented by Board Member Barry Hostetler. Being presented by Mr. William Jablin, Ashley Marie Baker. Samantha J. Piccola. Haley Elizabeth Cabo.
Eric William Blasick, presented by Richard Lucas.
Sorry, Eric, that's a lot. I'm not much of a hugger, so. You've gotten more than a lot of people there. Next, being presented by Lori Berkheimer, Jordan McKenna Berkheimer. Hi, Sarah. Sarah R. Burkett. How you doing, Jake? Jacob John Dreisel. Shane D. Horner. Kira Jean Kozar. Kaylin M. Lample. Emily Rose Leidig. Megan Ashley Polash. Row 1, if you please take a seat. Row 2, if you'd please stand. Row 2 is being presented by Board Member Timothy Tokarski. Lauren Elizabeth Saylor. Allison Nicole Schaefer. Ryan Allen Stotler. Brett W. Tantorno. Hi, Jenna. How are you? Jenna Marie Tokarski. Being presented by Stephanie Walker, Krista Ann Walker. Brandon Scott Anderson. Kaylee Marie Barkley. Chase Allen Bates. Krista Bender. Amber Ray Betts. Big moment. Terry Allen Lawsett. At this time, if row 2 would please be seated. If row 3 would please rise. Row 3 will be presented by board members Joseph Felix and Steve Cormanic. Frederick Warren Bowser. Jared J. Bradley. Seth Morgan Bubbalo. Elizabeth Lucille Bukovic. Joseph John Kaminsky. Madison Brooke Crum. You ready, Chris? Hold on. Chris. Not as many are ready. Okay. Christopher P. Donrovich. Drake Allen Dowdell. Y'all ready? Christopher Thomas Fetterman. William Michael Fisher. Emily Ann Louise Geisel. Blair Riley Gillingham. Hannah Loren Gergerick. Row 3, can please be seated. At this time, row 4, could please rise. Row 4 is being presented by Board Member Michael Betcher. A lot of people working their way down. All right, I think we're ready to go. Ready? Samantha Marie Harlan. Jesus J. Hernandez Zavala. Brianna Joy Hauser. Casey Nicole Ings. Jayliana Brittany La Follette. A lot of practice. Kaylee Ann Bowden. Hunter C. Leonardis. How you doing, Josh? You all right? Yeah. Good. Joshua Lovelace. Being presented by Brenda Lucas, Donald M. Lucas. Alexis Deanna Marizio. Taylor Ann McKee. Isabel Christine Moore. Shelby Lynn Euler. If row 4 could please be seated at this time. Row 5 would please rise. Row 5 will be presented by Board Member Kevin Sheehan. Kendall Patrick Page. Jordan C. Pershing. Nicole Lynn Pedrasky. Being presented by Randy Roxby, Braxton C. Roxby. Carly Ray Smith. Kyle A. Stahl. Alyssa Lynn Streepy. Brady Ryan Thacker. Stephen J. Toth III. Keegan James Yelaski. Trayvon A. Wallace. Emma Rose Coulee Warner. Benjamin T. Zindash. At this time, if all members of the class of 2017 could please rise. In tradition, and as you have been awarded your diploma, I offer you the opportunity now, as a class, to turn your tassel from right to the left in preparation for your certification and confirmation as graduates of the class of 2017. And at this time, it's my honor to invite Mr. Joseph Kimmel, Superintendent of Schools, to our podium.
Sincere thank you to our most dedicated and talented staff, our board and administration, our parents for doing such a great job with these fine young men and women, and our students, an example of what's good and right within the world. Congratulations. Mr. Tokarski and all present this evening, as a commissioned officer of the state of Pennsylvania, I certify to all of you and our president of the school board that the graduating class have met all the requirements set forth by the Department of Education and that of the Windber Area School District. Congratulations and God bless.
Okay, class of 2017. By the power vested in me as president of the Windber Area School District Board of Education in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I do hereby confer upon you the title of graduate. Congratulations.